In this video, we will show you how to create a monogram on an applique layer framed with a 3D rope-style border. Let's get started. Under the lettering section on the left side toolbar, there is a monogram option. Activate it to open the new monogram dialog box. Move the box aside so you can preview your design while editing. In the text box, type 1 to 3 letters for the monogram. We will use an oval frame, so let's start from there. Go to the frame box and browse the available options. Choose border 37 as your frame. Now define the finished size of the design. Set width to 100 mm and height to 80 mm. Apply template 25 to follow the oval shape of the frame. Pick a font you like. I'm using font XPG 224. Increase the stretch value to 120% so the text looks larger and sits closer to the frame. Once you're happy with the setup, press OK to close the dialog box. With the monogram selected, the Tool Options bar appears. You can always return here for adjustments. Uncheck Proportional and change Scale X to 120% to make it slightly wider. In the Properties menu, change the fill to satin. In the Colors bar, pick the color you prefer for the fill and press the X button next to the outline to remove it. Now, let's make the applique base. Select the oval border, right-click on it, and choose the Convert Fill to Center Line. In the Properties bar, change the type to Running and set the width to 0.4 mm. Assign a fill color similar to the fabric you'll use and set the fill type to Applique. Use the Stitch Flow tool if needed to fine-tune stitch direction. Remember our previous project, Create a Rope-style design? We'll reuse that technique, this time on 3D foam for an elevated, realistic effect. To follow along, open the Welcome tab, expand the Tutorials, and scroll to the Crafting Projects section. Click on the Rope-style project to access the step-by-step guide for digitizing the base shape. Once you're there, copy the base rope shape and paste it onto your workspace. Next, go to Fill Properties bar, change density to 0.2 mm as we need denser stitching over the foam. Set underlay to tacking, remove short long stitches, and finally set remove overlaps to never. Now pick a color you like for the fill. Select both the rope shape and the applique, holding the Shift key down. Right-click and choose the option Create Outline out of Shapes from the Array submenu. Switch to manual mode so you can get a better preview of the final design. In the Array Outline properties, set spacing to -2.2 mm to tighten the pattern. Edit the item rotation to better follow the outline. You can adjust the values to see which one fits best, as the preview updates instantly on screen. Use the node editor to gently edit the original shape to fill the gaps. Select the node you want to edit and slightly move it using the keyboard arrows while holding the Shift key down. Any change you make on the initial object is automatically applied on the array outline. Select the outline and use the option Separate to Objects from the Properties bar. Select the grouped rope pieces, right-click to choose the option Detach from Clones so you can edit each piece individually. Now use the node editor on each individual shape where needed so it follows the outline more organically, like a real rope. Once the outline looks right, delete the original shape. Move the text after the applique base in the embroidery sequence so that all the rope items will be finally stitched on the 3D foam. Once everything looks correct, send the design to your embroidery machine. Let's move on to the embroidery part. For this project, you'll need a hoop, fabric for the embroidery base and the applique, stabilizer, a piece of 3mm 3D foam, and assorted threads. Hook the fabric for the embroidery base along with a piece of stabilizer. Attach the hoop to the machine and start embroidering. First is the placement stitch for the applique base. Place your fabric piece over it, ideally backed with iron-on stabilizer for firmness. Continue with the tacking stitch. When the machine stops, trail the excess fabric along the stitch line. Reattach the hoop and embroider the next layer. Next, switch to a 90/14 or 80/12 needle. Place a sheet of 3D foam over the design, then stitch the rope border pattern. When it is finished, remove the hoop from the machine. Carefully peel off the foam. Use a sharp tool to clean small areas. Use a lighter or a heat gun tool for a crisp finish. And that's it! Your 3D rope-framed monogram on an applique base is ready. If you enjoyed this tutorial, don't forget to like and subscribe.